What's up guys, I'm Enough Gaming and welcome to Formula PlayStation GP2 from Malaysia. If you remember, I won in Bahrain. That has been confirmed and finalised. Now let's get straight into the qualifying here at Malaysia. So, in summary of qualifying, this is the end of my first lap. It was a little bit scruffy and I got up into, I think, third place at the time, second at the time, but that I got pushed down to, I think, third or fourth. Not a great lap. I thought I could improve, so I did another lap on this set of tyres. And here is this lap. Going to show the end now. F1 Petra had losing connection there. I don't think his connection is very good, but that doesn't get me into second place. I'm still in third, but very close to Anton the Beast HD there in second. So I changed tyres off to a new set. Those ones have got down to 79%. So let's go to track. 2.5 minutes remaining of qualifying. At the end of this lap, JYY retiring there, but I'll get across the line, and that's going to keep me in third place. So here is my fourth lap. Here we are, about to cross the line. I got held up on the last corner there. I had to overtake somebody and went to the gravel on the exit, but I got up into second. Let's retire straight away, and here we are, onto the race from second on the grid. So then, here we are, at the start of the race, getting into our car. There is a 62% chance of rain, so strategy is going to be very, very important in this race. Screw this strategy, get rid of it. I'm just going to go until the tyres explode, basically. And then I'm going to stop, and when it starts raining, let's put on the inters. So this doesn't really matter too much. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this. And here we are, onto the grid. And there you see it, the Toro Rosso of F1 Extremist on pole. Me there in second with the yellow helmet in the Mercedes. And there you are, iFinest HD, my teammate, in seventh. So here we are, lining up for the start of the race. So listen to my engineer there saying there could be a problem at the first corner, and we're off here in Malaysia, and we're not going to get a great start. We're going to use all of our curves, spinning up the rear a little bit. Going to hope to stay ahead of Anton the Beast HD and Chazby97 in the Ferrari. Chazby really getting close on my right hand side. Of course, I haven't raced with him before in F1 2013. He missed the first race in Bahrain, and I'm not sure. I think he missed the pre-season race in Nürburgring as well. But into turn 2, Chazby's going to get the position. I'm just going to tuck him behind him there. And here we go down the back, well, the first back straight, and try and have a go up the inside, but no, I'm going to brake nice and early. Chazby, very optimistic on the brakes there. He's going to knock off F1 Extremist, and I'm going to take the lead through turn 4. And now I've just got to try and hold this lead for as many laps as possible, really. It's come through the right-hander. You can see the very high fuel load, nowhere near as much grip as qualifying. So now we're going to cut to lap 4. And into the left-hander, Bossman Sean has destroyed their vehicle, and a safety car comes out. This is not going to play into my hands at all. F1 Extremist, it's one of the very few times that I will probably be able to drop him. And into pit lane we come, onto lap 5, end of lap 4, a couple of laps earlier than we expected. I'm going to go onto the prime tyres, which will hopefully take me up to when it starts raining. Here we are coming out of the pits, and we're going to come out in P2 as there goes Anton the Beast HD in the Force India. And we're going to be in P2. F1 Extreme is also pitting, so he's going to be a few seconds behind, but obviously it's a safety car, so he will catch up. So here we are at the end of the safety car period. You can see me vigorously warming up my tyres because it started raining and I need maximum grip for the restart. So here we are. I think these prime tyres will probably be able to take me up to intermediate time. And Anton the Beast, let's see how our restart goes. Anton the Beast ahead of me in the Force India. I'm going to try and dispatch him as quickly as possible. And of course him on the old worn tyres, and oh dear, he seems to have hit the safety car and then gone to the pits. That is probably the stupidest thing that he could have done at that time. No offense to him, but I don't see any point in doing that at all. So we're going to try and stay ahead of F1 Extremist on the home straight at the restart. Getting a good restart into turn 1 in first place. That's definitely what we wanted. Now cutting to lap 10, and this is definitely now intermediate time. All over the place. Completely fishtailing on the back straight. And it really caught me out. It caught everybody out because about halfway around the lap, it just poured down. Absolutely poured down. So here we are into the pits, sliding around onto the grass a little bit, into the pit entry, and we're going to come safely in for intermediates. F1 Extremists, everybody having the same idea, because you would lose too much time if you stayed out another lap. So here we are now into the pits. Quite a long way down the pit lane actually. So here we are, lovely cinematic cameras. You can see the intermediate tyres now going on. And we come out, we have to hold for F1 Extremists to go in. Or, sorry, not F1 Extremists. That's a Williams, I believe. That was Tadman 38. F1 Extremists still behind us. We're going to come out on the intermediate tyres and immediately more grip than on the primes in these conditions. So let's see how we can go on these inters and see if we can drop F1 Extremist. And now I believe we're going to cut. Yes, we are. We're going to cut to lap 12, the end of lap 12. And it is full wet weather. There's no disputing it. It's full wet weather. So let's come into the pits for full wets. I can't believe it's got this wet so quickly. Not much difference on the screen, but then when you're going all over the place and sliding around, you know it's time for full wets. And there you go. F1 Extreme is staying out, which could prove crucial. Remember, it was only about 5 seconds behind when I come into the pits. So let's see how this goes. See if I can close the gap to him. So if it's below around 15 seconds, you know that I've made up time. And here he is into the pits, and I'm going to be way, way ahead. And so yeah, I've definitely made up time going onto these wets. This was the right decision. So I'm leading now at the halfway point of the race. So you hear my engineer there. The rain is expected to stop in around 15 minutes. And now cutting to lap 16. All over the place, going off on these wet tyres. And going to hit the barrier, luckily not damaging the car in any way. And now into the left-hander. We're going to cut ahead onto lap 17. Going to pit for new wet tyres. These ones were just way too worn, and I just decided to pit, and I believe F1 Extremist did the same thing. And so here we come out of the pits, and Chaz B is going to overtake us. Obviously he hasn't pitted yet, and he's still on those worn wet tyres. So we're out in P2. We should hope to dispatch Chaz B as quickly as possible, although we're both fishtailing around, not just him. And here on lap 18, the inevitable TV turning off glitch happens to me. So I press pause, let the car control itself, didn't lose any time really whatsoever. In fact, I might have made up a little bit of time. And Chaz B goes off as well because of those worn wet tyres. Going to hope to dispatch him. Here we are through the right-hander. Both of us sliding out, me short shifting a bit, trying to gain some extra traction. So into the right-hander, I'm going to brake later than him. I'm going to run into the back. I'm going to do a Sergio Perez from 2012, if you remember that. Also chasing a Ferrari. That was Fernando Alonso. So chasing him down the back straight. Going to come into the last corner, try and brake later than him, and hopefully get him into turn 1 if he doesn't pit. And it doesn't look like he's going to pit. Yes, he is actually. He just misjudged a pit exit entrance. And there you go, Chaz being 97 retiring, which is interesting. And then Anton the Beast retiring, and quite a few retirements in this race, which I don't really understand. Now cutting to lap 21, and my engineer said about 3 laps before this that we could go on to the intermediate, so I gave it a few laps. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to make you wait, but this was not intermediate weather. It was still time for the full wets. There was still a few laps of full wets left, and F1 Extremist made the same choice as me. So at the moment I was thinking, oh, he's done the same choice as me, it doesn't matter if it's a good or a bad choice to go into the intermediates. And it was a bad choice to go into the intermediates because, as you can see, coming into turn 1, sliding all over the place, aquaplaning, going onto inters was a bad idea. So at the end of lap 22, I came back into the pits for full wets. F1 Extremist didn't. So I was wondering, was this a bad idea? And onto lap 24, I'm the full wets, and yes, I've caught up to F1 Extremist. I'm going to try and go up the inside into turn 1. I've got the better grip. I'm going to hug the apex. He kind of turns in on me. 50-50 really. I get the penalty. Arav has removed that. No 10-second time penalty. Before commentating on this, Arav has said that that wasn't a penalty, and I let him back through anyway. So me faster on the wet tyres, but now by the end of lap 24, the inters were better. So I had to pit again 4 inters, and that means I've made 2 extra pit stops than F1 Extremist, and that means that I'm going to finish behind him, which means that I'm not going to win this race. So here we are into the pits, and now it's just a battle for second because I'm probably going to drop out behind Tadman 38, which means I'm going to have to catch and overtake him for second. So here we are, cutting to lap 26, and we're going to come out of the last corner behind Tadman. Here we are, going to try and get ahead into turn 1 and not do what we did to F1 Extremist. Sticking to the middle of the track, he's going to hit us. I hear a front wing brake, and I'm not going to let him through because that was not my fault. That was 100% his fault. I didn't do anything wrong there. So we've taken P2, and I was going to take him anyway because I was catching him at about 5 seconds a lap. So I was trying to get a 10-second gap on Tadman. It didn't work. Now losing connection to Bossman Sean again, which isn't good. Abnormally low finisher rate in this race. So here we are, F1 Extremist. Congratulations to him winning here in Malaysia. Me coming second. And you're going to see that Tadman 38 did overtake me due to the time penalty, but I did get second after that penalty was removed. So I'm still in the comfortable lead of the championship, and we'll see how it goes at the next race. I've been Enough Gaming, and I'm out. See ya.